Now we're going to talk about, should we say, Britain being the baddie. See, lots of countries wanted independence from Britain, and Britain looked weak. That meant a few things happened to the country that used to kind of run the world, particularly with the Suez Canal to start. See, Egypt was under the control of the British Empire for a number of reasons, but the thing is they'd actually been given independence in the 1920s. You don't need to really know that, but in 1956, the leader of Egypt knew that Britain was weak, and he decided, in a state of nationalism, loving in Egypt, he said that we deserve to control the Suez Canal. Remember, Britain and France had bought it from India, but Egypt decided to declare that they controlled the canal. There's a guy called Nasser. Now, Britain and France did not take kindly to this, and Britain actively sent a military force to Egypt to go and attack Egypt for taking the canal away from them. Britain cared so much about its trade with India that it decided to attack and possibly even kill people to do so. Now the thing is, this is a different world than the world where you know, with the Indian Rebellion and the Boer Wars, where Britain could just go and attack people because they felt like it. See, the world had seen World War I and World War II, and they were sick of fighting being used to solve international disputes and problems. So the whole world essentially got angry at Britain, told them to sit down and shut up and deal with it. And Britain was too poor and not powerful enough and didn't have enough friends to cope with it. And Britain gave up. Britain stopped its attack on Egypt and gave up the Suez Canal in 1956. It's called the Suez Crisis, and the Prime Minister of the UK had to resign. Britain looks like the baddie. Britain is weaker at this period of time. And you need to know two examples of independence movements that really prove Britain's kind of baddie reputation on the world stage. See, first one is the Gold Coast, now known as Ghana. See, the Gold Coast was famous for having gold mines in it. And the Gold Coast had asked for independence. In the 1920s, they'd formed a group called the National Congress of British West Africa. And they basically asked, can we be independent? We really want, should we say, the ability to control ourselves. We don't think we're even called the Gold Coast. And the thing is, after the Second World War, the British were like, we won't give you freedom, we won't let you out of the empire, but we'll give you democracy. You can elect your own leaders, and we won't technically lead you. You can have someone from the Gold Coast lead you. And what they did is they elected a man called Kwame Nkrumah. And he was an independence leader. He asked for independence. And in fact, the British colonial authorities arrested Kwame Nkrumah for basically protesting against them. And the country of the Gold Coast, this area of the world, had declared and voted democratically that Kwame Nkrumah should be their prime minister. They voted the guy that the British had thrown in jail. So while in jail, Kwame Nkrumah was voted the prime minister of Ghana, what is now Ghana. This happened multiple times, and Britain realised they really like the independence guy, don't they? We can't argue with that many people. We're not strong enough to control them by force, and everyone will hate us if we try to. So Ghana was created and given its independence in 1957. As well as this, you need to know about Kenya. Now, Kenya had two major movements inside it. They had the Kenyan African Union, which we could say is the peaceful side, led by a guy called Jomo Kenyatta, and we also had the Mau Mau group, which we say is a bit more of a violent group, but both were calling for Kenyan independence from Britain. The thing is, the Mau Mau side, this group that were violent, decided to start attacking white settlers on one particular day, known as the Mau Mau Rebellion in the 1950s. The thing is, Britain did not respond just to the Mau Mau group. What Britain did is that actually arrested all leaders calling for Kenyan independence. So they arrested Jomo Kenyatta and the leaders of the Kenyan African Union instead, as well as the Mau Mau, which was, should we say, a bit of a miscarriage of justice. And actually, it took place over the course of 8 years. So there were numbers of people being arrested incorrectly for the actions of this Mau Mau group, and Britain eventually gave up and allowed Jomo Kenyatta to be elected Kenya's first Prime Minister as well. In fact, in 2013, the British apologised for, should we say, screwing up the Mau Mau Rebellion so badly. What you need to know is a few things. What is the Suez Crisis? What were the consequences of the Suez Crisis for Britain? How did the Gold Coast claim its independence? How did Kenya claim its independence? And the last thing you need to know is on this other textbook page. It looks like this. There are tons and tons of groups of people who start moving to Britain after the Second World War for a variety of reasons. I just want you to look and try and find the reasons. Why did those immigrants come to Britain after the Second World War? Some of them are obvious, they're running away from war and trying to get to safety, but a lot of them are from places where the war didn't even occur, like in East Asia, and West Africa, and Cyprus. Can you tell me what those ones did, or why they came to Britain? All right, good luck.